A quantum fluctuation is thought to be a temporary change in the amount of energy at a point in space due to the uncertainty principle, which states that it is impossible to know both the position and momentum of a particle with complete precision. According to the uncertainty principle, the uncertainty in the position of a particle is inversely proportional to the uncertainty in its momentum. This means that the more
Are we keeping up with any of this?
The less accurately we know its momentum, and vice versa.
That's tough. That's why people gotta go to college for like 12 years to become experts in this shit.
As the uncertainty in the position of the particle leads to an uncertainty in its energy. These fluctuations can result in the temporary creation of particles and antiparticles, which can then annihilate each other and return to the original state of energy. However, the quantum fluctuation model of the universe is still a subject of research and debate, and it is not yet clear whether this idea is a viable explanation for the origin of the universe.
Right, because that's another question. If energy cannot be created or destroyed, if energy has always been and always was, which still boils down to God, because that's how he's described in the Bible, as the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, always has been, always will be, always was, always is, you know, all that good stuff. So that's how he's, and this is before, you guys gotta realize that the Bible was written thousands, tens of thousands of years, the early parts of the Bible, before we knew anything about science or quantum physics or anything like that. So God was already describing himself as a singularity. God was already describing himself as something we didn't even know existed tens of thousands of years ago to people. So before the existence of science or quantum, and especially before the existence of quantum physics, God had already described himself to the people in the Bible as what we call today a singularity, or an energy, because energy cannot be created or destroyed. It always has been, always will be. The theory of relativity, all that good shit. Keep up with me here, people. We're talking quantum physics. There's a reason why people go to fucking college for 12 years for this shit. Anyways, hey Tim. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. Quantum physics. E equals mc squared. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. Always is, always was. Boils down to God. The Big Bang Theory says that there was a singularity. That's how the universe started. A singularity is a point of density in the universe, aka what people theorize as a black hole. It's the densest point in the universe. It would be like taking the sun and compressing it down to the size of a grain of rice. So if a grain of rice was as heavy as the sun, that's what a singularity is. It's an extreme form of mass. Anyways, that's how people think the universe started. That's the Big Bang Theory. It started off as a singularity and it fucking exploded and turned into the universe. The question is, where did the singularity come from? Where did the energy come from? If energy cannot be created or destroyed, thus energy is God. The singularity is God. Where did that come from? So, basically, by the end of this, you guys aren't going to be atheists anymore, so keep watching.
Theoretical explanations for the conditions that existed at the beginning of the universe, teasing out concrete predictions that differ from the standard, prevailing theories' predictions, and then going out seeking to measure the critical parameters. Cosmic inflation came about as a result of taking that second approach, and it literally changed our conception of how our universe...
See, a common mistake that people make is they think that God and science are in opposition with each other. They don't realize that science throughout the years has slowly proved the existence of God, and that God and science are actually very much intertwined. It's really fucking cool, actually.
The hot and dense conditions that existed at the beginning of the universe may not have been the result of a singularity with infinite heat and density. Instead, it is possible that the hot Big Bang was preceded by a period of extremely high energy density in the fabric of space, which caused the universe to expand
I used to be an atheist when I was younger, because when they teach you about science and fucking evolution and stuff like that, it makes you think, oh, you know, we came from monkeys and all that stuff and all that blah, 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 blah. Because when we're little, our brains aren't fully formed and we can't fully grasp the concept. So when we read the Bible and stuff like that, and it's not just when we're little, because there's millions of adults that actually read the Bible and take it technically, instead of expanding their mind and actually reading into it and realizing that one of the first things God says to us before we even start reading the Bible is that we could never think like him. He's so far above us in knowledge and in wisdom and in being that we couldn't even grasp the concepts of why he does the things he does. We're just... And us striving to do that just proves our egotism and our fucking ridiculous sense of narcissism. But anyways, we're not going to get into that. We all know people are narcissistic and sinful at heart. Anyway, the point is, for us to even try to think like him is ridiculous, because he tells us right off the bat that we can't. Stop it. You're never going to be as smart as God, no matter how genius you are. So to even attempt to think like him is stupid. Don't do it. But, so realize, okay, the first thing that people that conflate religion and science and think that they can't coincide is because, okay, the Bible says, first thing, the Bible says that the earth was created in 7 days. And a lot of hillbilly dumb fucks take that literally. But if you look into science, okay, a day on Earth is 24 hours, right? But a day on Saturn isn't 24 hours. It takes Saturn much longer to get around the sun than it takes the Earth to get around the sun. A day on Saturn is like something ridiculous, like 200 of our days or something like that. So, if God exists on a different time and space continuum, if God exists somewhere that we can't even see, in another dimension, how do we know that one of his days isn't a billion years? How do we know that one of his days, wherever he's at, doesn't take a billion of our years? So, yeah, I take it literally when he told us he created the earth in 7 days, but what if one of his days takes a billion years? So we don't think about it that way, because a lot of us can't even think in quantum physics. I'm not calling anybody stupid, but I do have a really high IQ. A lot of people can't even think on that plane to begin with. But nobody can think on God's plane. I would never, ever purport to be that intelligent. Nobody is, and we're not meant to be. But I'm smart enough to know that, and you should be too. So anyways, wherever God is, maybe it took him a billion years for one day. So, you get what I'm saying? So maybe it took 7 billion years to create the earth, but that was 7 of his days. Because even the Jewish day was different than our day. It was like, it was 48 hours or something like that. They went like on a 48-hour clock or something. Something crazy like that. So 2,000 years ago, a day wasn't the same thing as it is now. So that's the first thing you guys need to get out of your head. Open your fucking mind. Take some acid if you have to. If you've never tripped on acid, I highly recommend it. Okay.
When this inflationary period ended, the energy was converted into matter, antimatter, and radiation, resulting in the hot Big Bang that we observe. In this way, the hot Big Bang can be understood as the aftermath of inflation. The theory of inflation provides
my dog. Just my dog. Diamond's joining us for a lesson on the universe.
Fluctuations that should exist, which have been confirmed through observations. According to this theory, the structure and complexity of the observable universe we see today can be explained by the natural process of energy transformation occurring within empty space, which is filled with a large amount of field energy. That's the big idea of getting a universe from nothing, but it isn't satisfying to everyone. For many people, the idea of nothingness is difficult to reconcile with the existence of the universe, including space and time, the laws of physics, fundamental constants, and the non-zero field energy inherent to the fabric of space itself.
What's up, Diamond?
It is possible to conceptualize a location outside of space.
Hold on, guys. I gotta cater to my freaking dog for a second. My bad. Come here, Diamond. Come here, you little brat. She likes to be tucked in. Chihuahuas are fucking spoiled brats, guys. What can I say? Don't get a Chihuahua unless you have a lot of time on your hands.
But from a physics perspective, it is difficult to make sense of the concept of absolute nothingness. How can space and time emerge from a state of non-existence? Or how can space-time emerge
he's
at a
the one that
specific
makes
location
messes,
or time
but...
without a definition of location or time?
Yeah, but she's prissy.
It is also unclear where the rules governing quanta, such as fields and particles, come from in the absence of physical reality. Unfortunately for us all, inflation, by its very nature, erases any information that might be imprinted from a pre-existing state in our observable universe. Despite the limitless nature of our imaginations, we can only draw conclusions about matters for which tests involving our physical reality can be constructed. No matter how logically sound any other consideration may be, including a notion of absolute nothingness, it's merely a construct of our minds. The theory of cosmic inflation is supported by a number of observations, such as the cosmic microwave background radiation, the expansion of the universe, and the abundance of light elements. However, the theory of cosmic inflation is still being researched and refined, and it is not yet known if it is a complete explanation for the origin and evolution of the universe. Our whole lives we have been taught that you can't get something out of nothing. The question of how the universe and all its components...
Do you guys get it yet? Like, we don't have the brain capacity to understand certain things in the universe, and we weren't meant to. God made it that way on purpose. If he made us as smart as him, then we would technically be gods. Do you know how dangerous it is? That's why we need to quit fucking with AI. Elon Musk keeps warning us, and we're not listening to his ass, and we're gonna end up in Terminator land, dumbasses. Have you been hearing about that shit, Aaron?
What?
Hey, all this AI shit?
What all AI shit?
Chat GPT and all that shit?
GBT?
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Look it up.
I know EBT.
No, GPT.
GPT?
Yes. Look it up. Elon Musk is like really scared. And he told us we need to quit fucking with it, like right now. And we all need to sit down and we need to fucking... Basically, he said we need to fucking judge AI like it's a nuclear weapon. We all need to sit down as a world and come to a world consensus about how we're gonna go about this and what our limits are gonna be.
Yeah, that's scary.
Because, yeah, he said right now, dude, even the creators of the GPT program are fucking scaring themselves. They just did an interview with them like 4 weeks ago, but we're not gonna get into that right now. We're talking about the creation of the universe at the moment. But, yeah, as far as the end of the universe goes, this might be it. Alright, look it up, yeah, AI, Elon Musk, GPT. He keeps warning us to quit fucking with that shit, and we're not listening to him, bro, and we're gonna fucking end up... We think the nuclear war is gonna be the end of the planet? No. None of us have the balls to push the button. None of us do. But a machine does. A machine doesn't have... Yeah. Anyways, let's get back to the before we get to the destruction of the universe... I'm so fucking lit right now. Let's get back to the creation of the universe.
Life, planets, stars, and galaxies could have emerged from absolute nothingness remains largely unanswered. However, as we improve our understanding of quantum mechanics, theoretical physics, astrophysics, and cosmology, we are gaining clues about the physical processes that may have been in...
Well, listen, if any of you guys aren't understanding this, though, like, if you're not, like, even grasping the concepts of what is being talked about, I'm not being funny. Smoke a lot of weed. do some shrooms, trip on acid a few times. It will expand your mind. It'll make you understand things that you don't understand quite yet. Try it. Trust me. Don't go overboard with it. I'm not telling you to melt your fucking brain. Okay. Microdose. Now wait. Now watch. Keep watching.
For example, it has been observed that particles can pop in and out of existence, appearing and disappearing spontaneously. Nobody knows exactly how all the matter, antimatter, dark matter, energy, and dark energy were contained in a singularity not much larger than a Planck length in diameter. Nobody even knows what dark energy really is. But the evidence is there that the Big Bang happened 13.7 billion years ago, from several different sources. The universe is expanding, indicating a starting point. And space is exactly the temperature one would expect in a universe that was created in a hot Big Bang. Given the evidence that the Big Bang occurred, it follows that a singularity must have existed as well. This leaves us with two possibilities: the singularity emerged on its own, or it has always existed.
See, here we get back to
But
the
there
singularity.
are no clear answers based on evidence either. It is unclear if we will ever fully understand what caused the Big Bang and the events that led to the universe we know today.
We won't.
However, many people, myself included, will continue to ask these questions and seek answers through exploration and research. We may never know, but we will make progress. But there are some theories that our universe is inside a supermassive black hole.
See?
Which is very much terrifying.
Singularity.
To find out more about this theory, click the video on your screen. Thanks for watching and subscribe for future videos.
Crazy, right? Crazy. Hey, Uncle Ed! How you doing? So, what do you guys think about that so far?